From Trent Nugent. Do you believe in Tua? I think that we know. I think we got a pretty good feel for what Tua can be in the NFL. Is he going to be a high-end, like, superstar Josh Allen crazy playmaker? No, probably not. Can he be a reliable chain mover, accurate, able to make some big-time plays? Yeah, I think he can be. I think he's done that already. The Dolphins are hot as of late. So I do believe in Tua. Look, the Dolphins' path to the playoffs is so difficult from where they were even just a couple weeks ago, right? I like Tua. I'm not out on him. I think if you're the Dolphins, you should probably just build around him and get a good offensive line and a singular good back. I think there'll be a much better offense as a result.
What up, Kim? Why isn't Brian Flores getting mentioned as Coach of the Year? Well, I guess I'll say probably two reasons is the Dolphins are only 8-7, though I do agree with you. The fact that Miami is the very first team in NFL history to lose 7 games in a row, at once 1-7, and are now 8-7 is pretty amazing to me. I mean, the amount of perseverance that it takes, not only for a coach, the entire staff, and then a young team to be able to rally every single week and say, guys, we can do this. That's amazing. I do personally believe that Flores deserves to be in the Coach of the Year discussion, but I also said that last year, and he really wasn't in it. But as far as I'm concerned, Kim, yeah, you're right. He deserves to be in the conversation. I just don't think that he's going to end up getting it because it usually goes to a team that's the number 1, the number 2 overall seed.
Glenn McBride, can the Dolphins draft a running back early? About time, right? They've been looking around for so long to try to find a running back, and Myles Gaskin, Salvin Ahmed, it's not very good. I thought they were going to take Javonte Williams. Denver sniped them. Probably time to take somebody in round 2, round 3, and there should be guys available. I think there's a bit of a consensus in whatever the order looks like. Isaiah Spiller, Kenneth Walker out of A&M, Michigan State respectively, Breece Hall from Iowa State, Kyron Williams from Notre Dame. I like those 4 guys. I thought there's a pretty big depth options. Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA, all I think potentially good guys to try to bring in and develop and work with those players in the end. So it's an interesting situation in the end in terms of trying to develop and build that running back room. You don't want to overcommit to it, but at some point you're just going to have to go all in and build with what you can at that point. Otherwise, it's just kind of a lost cause. So I think at this point, if you are Seattle, or excuse me, if you are Miami, go get it done. Go find a way to get those guys in and get a ground game, an offensive line, something for Tua, because he needs help beyond just a bunch of short, quick passes, which he's good at, by the way. Now, we'll have NFL videos for you guys all off season long. News, rumors, trades, draft, coaching stuff, free agency, all of it. So, if you haven't already, join us. Hit that big red button and subscribe for free videos every single day. In fact, multiple times a day here on Chat Sports. Jim Panson, 84. What are the most attractive destinations for veteran QBs like Wilson or Rodgers? It's a pretty deep list. I think Denver's a great fit. If the Raiders can get figured out, maybe Las Vegas. I don't love the Giants' destination because I don't trust their GM at the moment. I think Denver really is a good landing spot for one of those teams. If Miami is dumb and moves on from Tua and pays up all this draft capital, Miami could be a decent fit. Pittsburgh could be a good destination as well. Maybe Washington. I think Washington, New York, a little bit lower on that destination list. Beyond that, New Orleans. New Orleans is a really good fit for both those guys.
Evan Henders, what's up, man? Hey, Mitch, I hope you and everyone else in the Chat Sports had a great Christmas. I mean, at least me personally, I did. And a great New Year. I think Jaylen Waddle should get Rookie of the Year. I don't 100% disagree with you. I think I actually had this conversation about who's having a better rookie season, Jaylen Waddle or Jamar Chase. I mean, Waddle's got 96 grabs, 941 yards, 5 total touchdowns. Chase has got 68 for 1,168 yards, 10 touchdowns. It's more than likely going to go to Mac Jones because, guess what? He plays a quarterback position. It's really as simple as that. But Mac Jones up in Foxborough, I don't know if you need a sweatshirt because it's chilly up there. I lived in Boston for 8 months, and man, I couldn't walk outside for most of the months that I lived up there. Now, maybe if I had one of these sweatshirts, I could. And if anybody out there needs a brand new NFL hoodie, we got you covered up to 50% off. Just go to chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. Now, that link is going to be available in the comments. It's also going to be available in the description below. So we got all 32 teams, all different sizes, and it's not just the hoodies that you see to the right of me. We got tons of them, and I mean tons of them. So if you need a new hoodie, if Santa didn't show up because you were being a naughty boy or girl, chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. If you want to give a gift to somebody because they were a naughty boy or girl, hey, chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. What up, Bailey? Most disappointing team this year overall. From top to bottom, I mean, I guess I'm going to go Seattle. I get that Russell Wilson has been battling some injuries, but I mean, think about it. I mean, it's been a really, really big disaster. I might also go ahead and say Jacksonville because I know a lot of people, when they paid Urban Meyer the amount of money they did, they're like, oh, you got Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be a total change. That quite didn't happen. So I am, though, going to say Seattle. I think most people, for Seahawks fans, also the Browns, had some high hopes on the Browns as well. All right, what is the biggest game of the week? There's a lot of NFL games. There's no Thursday Night Football this week. Personally, for me, when I look at some of these games on the slate, I'm going to say Raiders-Colts because I'm just a Raiders guy. But that Chiefs and Bengals game, that one really, really is interesting to me. I know the Rams have a pretty tough game as well. The Titans and Dolphins game has a lot riding on it. So please, let me know down in the comments section, what is the biggest game of the week? Let's go to Bailey. Biggest takeaway from this year from a fantasy football perspective. Now, my biggest takeaway is if you're in a fantasy league that does 2-week championships, you're dumb. Get out of those leagues ASAP Rocky. Sorry, Chugs. I also love 2 quarterback leagues. If you're not in a 2 quarterback league, get in one as soon as possible because the quarterback position, when you do 2 of them, it makes it so much more competitive. And then my last takeaway is if you can get one of those top running backs that you know is going to get a lot of touches, sure, you can risk some injury. I'm going to go ahead and take those guys because there's so many amazing, talented wide receivers that pop up every year, like a Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I have him on basically all my leagues. Those are my takeaways for fantasy football. Now, if you want to talk more fantasy with me, I literally got my start in this industry doing fantasy. I used to write for Fantasy Pros. I used to actually do their start-sit. I did stuff for the fantasy footballers. I did stuff for Gridiron Experts. I did a lot of fantasy stuff, actually. And then I realized, well, not a lot of money in fantasy football. So I came over to Chat Sports. Now we do a lot of other NFL content, but I love it. I really, truly do. It's probably one of my favorite things to be able to talk about outside of just normal sports content. Now, I'm definitely more of a sports bettor now because that pays my bills, and I love betting on sports. But yeah, if you guys ever want to have any fantasy questions, please don't be afraid to ask me. Now, the new year is almost here. It's crazy to think that 2022 is here. Hopefully it's better than 2020, right? Yeah, it better be. Give me one of your New Year's resolutions. Usually ones that are like, I want to lose some weight, or I'm going to try to ride a bicycle, or I don't know, I don't want to drink for the entire month of January. Give me a New Year's resolution that you have. Throw it down in the comments section. Who knows? You might see it on a future show.
So who wins the Super Bowl? I think the parity this year means that any team that makes it outside of probably the 7 seeds have a real chance at making a run this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.